And my testimony, it started like when I joined college. I was into a lot of things before. Like I was into girls, I was into partying, I was into drinking. But I started going to a community college in Maryland, and some girl walked up to me. She was like, "Oh, do you want to come to my Bible study?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm not really religious. I don't really want to. I'm not really into that." She was like, "Oh, it's okay. Just come." And I was like, "Okay." And I went. And when I went, I was like, I'm not coming back. I don't want to come back. But we were fellowshipping after, and they were like, "Oh, can you take this guy home?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll take him home, no problem." And as we were going home, we got into a car accident, really bad. My side of I hit somebody like really hard, so their side of the car was crushed. My side of the car, my whole front of the car was off. Wow. And I was like, God, what are you trying to do here? Like, is this a sign? Is this something you're trying to tell me? But for weeks, I ignored the girl. She kept texting me. She kept calling me. And I was like, please, I don't really want to get into your God thing if he's going to come in. Yeah, but one day, she kept on texting. I was like, okay, I'm going to just go. And the very first service, I gave my life to Christ. Wow. Yeah. Wow. The very first service, I gave my life to Christ. So my life went from, like, dealing with a lot of girls. Like, I had at least a girlfriend a year. And then... since I was younger, and I went from smoking and drinking, and I didn't even start all that until my senior year, 12th grade. And then my life completely changed, hearing the messages and just by being around, because honestly, without the dancing stars, I don't think I'd be standing here today. I didn't know I could do something for God. I didn't know that my talents could be used in the house of God, because my dad was Muslim and my mom was a Catholic. So therefore, I just thought like, oh, going to the mosque is you sit down, you stand up. You go to the Catholic church, you sit down, you stand up, you kneel down, you stand up, you sit down. I'm like, okay, that's what this church thing is. But I came, and this ministry has completely changed my life. It has completely changed my life. And I'm so grateful for Prophet for sending people to North America and for believing in young people, because the girl that walked up to me, I didn't know her from anywhere. Like, actually, the day before I went to a meeting and she saw me there, then she walked up to me the next day, besides the point. But I didn't know her from, other than that, I didn't know her from anywhere. But she still walked up to me because Prophet preaches about, just invite people from your school, do this, do that. And she did that, and that's why I'm saved. Wow. And that's why I'm here today.
Wow. Oh, come on, put your hands together for Jesus. Do you not recognize the power of God at work in our church? Yeah. So what would you want to say to everyone who's listening to you today?
I want to say that God has a plan for everybody. No matter what you've been through, when you did it, how you did it, God has a specific plan for you. No matter how long it takes for it to happen, God is choosing you. God is picking you out of like the woodworks. He's selecting you to come and do something for God. So that's all I have to say.
Wow, come on, put your hands together for Jesus. Thank you. And we have one more testimony.